everyone. Thanks for listening to Wake Up, Look Up, a podcast where we connect events happening in real time to the gospel of Jesus Christ. I'm Zach Wyrock. And today's episode, we're asking the question, who are your kids' heroes? This is prompted by a documentary I watched recently on the New York Times about social media influencer children. This documentary focused on two sisters in Alabama, an 11-year-old and a 12-year-old, who have hundreds of thousands of followers and make tens of thousands of dollars every month by going on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and telling you what products they're using and what they like about them and what they don't like about them. Influencing. That's a new career path. In fact, it's gotten so popular, this idea that you could make a living going on social media and pushing people towards one product or another, that actually 11% of Gen Z say they are currently influencers. They think of themselves this way. The content they're putting out into the universe is designed for this goal. 33% of preteens in the United States say that their chief career aspiration is being a social media influencer. That's 1 in 3. Think about that. That is what the influence that is they're finding on TikTok and Instagram is taking them towards. In other words, it's not just that some people make a lot of money as influencers. Those people are becoming the heroes of future generations. The way you and I might have looked up to musicians or ball players or authors, this generation is instead finding their heroes on social media. I say that because one of the things I remember reading in a parenting book that has always stuck out to me many years ago when I was expecting our first child is that this idea that one of the key discipleship tools that you have as a parent is to try to push your kids towards the right people to want to be like. In other words, to help your kids find the right heroes. Because if you're like me and your kids are getting older and older, you realize that your voice is shrinking somewhat in influence. There are other people out there that your kids want to be like or learn from or be guided towards. And those people become huge influences, no pun intended, on who your kids become, on how they live, on what they say is good, and on what they say is bad, which means if you want to see what your kid is going to look like in a year, find out who they're listening to today. If you want to know who they're going to be like in 5 years, find out who their heroes are right now. Listen, I know, you've heard me say this, that I know that social media is bad for your children. Literally every source is saying unanimously your kids shouldn't be on social media. But if you're going to have your kids be on social media, even though you shouldn't, if you make that choice, find out who they're paying the most attention to. And I don't mean grabbing their phone when they're not looking and scrolling through. Ask them. Listen to what they're talking about, because what you're going to find is there is some TikToker, some YouTuber who is your child's hero. And while you are telling your kids to get on their device so that you can have a little me time, that influencer is making hundreds of thousands of dollars by convincing your kids that they're the person they should be listening to. Listen, God gave you your children. Deuteronomy 6 is the best passage in the Bible on discipling children. It's about intentionality. It's about strategy. It's about fully engaged parents paying attention to what their kids are doing. Do you know who your kids' favorite influencers are? Do you know whose videos they're watching, whose products they're buying? It very well could be that you're looking at a Christmas list right now that is directly traceable back to the hero your kid is listening to. Listen, get involved, pay attention, have conversations with your kids about who really is heroic, who really is worth imitating, and find a way to steer those conversations back to Jesus Christ. Pay attention, because whoever your kids are listening to is who they're going to end up like. So make sure you're involved. Hey, thanks so much for watching this episode of Wake Up, Look Up. While you're here, take a minute to like and subscribe. It really helps us get the word out. Don't hesitate to leave a review wherever you might find this podcast on an audio level and help spread the word. And hey, while you're here, check out all the other content we have at Christ Community Chapel on YouTube. Some of those videos are popping up on the screen now. Click on one.